r/ask Reddit. What is a universally accepted pain that most people know the feeling of? The feeling of nausea the last couple of minutes before you throw up. Even worse is when you live with it for an hour or two and nothing happens. At least if you throw up it's over. Biting your tongue. Seriously, I've been doing this whole chewing thing for 34 ducking years. How the duck has my tongue not learned to stay out of the way by now? Lower stomach pain that signals impending explosive diarrhea. And then the poop sweats. Having a singular blocked nostril. And then laying down for sleep. Having it clear for 5 minutes. Then having your other nostril blocked. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Or just a mostly blocked nostril. That feeling of warm air slowly trickling down your upper lip as you exhale. Waving back at someone who wasn't waving at you. Also waving at someone who doesn't wave back. Turning around to see who they're waving at but it turns out it actually was you. Burning your tongue on something hot. Bonus points if it's still tingly after like 4 days. When you try to make a funny remark while in a group of people and no one laughs reacts. Usually it's cause they didn't hear so you gotta say it again and louder. And then explain why it's funny. Stubbing your toe against a piece of furniture. When the arch of your foot cramps up randomly and it nearly incapacitates you. When you yawn and the muscle under your tongue cramps. The pain you feel when someone is embarrassing themselves and you feel it yourself. Second-hand shame. Having a big zit in your ear/nose. The breath sucking out of proportion agony when you hit your funny bone. About a year and a half ago I hurt my nerves around my elbow really bad, including the funny bone one. I transcended the normal tingly pain, went past the freezing numb pain, and found an entirely new sensation of my flesh actually melting off my arm. Now whenever I barely tap my left elbow into anything it's like funny bone x10. When it feels like you're gonna sneeze but then you don't. Losing a sneeze is like blow balls for your face. When you bite the side of your mouth while chewing, and it swells up a bit, and you do it 5 more ducking times throughout the goddamn day. Then to add insult to injury, you overcorrect and get the other goddamn side. The gut-searing pain and cold sweats of horrible diarrhea. The kind where you have to literally strip naked on the toilet. When you eat too many salt and vinegar chips and the soul of your tongue leaves your body. It can happen with Sour Patch Kids, too. Brutal lesson for a child. Brain freeze. It's intense and almost blinding. If it lasted any longer than it does, we'd scream in agony. Razor scooter to the ankle. Getting hit in the nose by something. It's not so much the pain, but the smell. Once it happens, you'll never forget the smell of getting hit in the nose. Or getting water up your nose in the pool. When you're breathing normally until you're not. Like, you need to inhale more oxygen for some reason. Involuntarily takes a deep breath. That cramp you get on your calf and you are just immobilized by the pain. I call it hot neck. It's when you turn your head and life says not this time and you get a sharp stab of burning heat in the top backside of your neck behind your ear. Ah, yes, the aneurysm finally dissected pain. I get these very infrequently. A year or two might go by, but each time I think, this is it. The big one popped and is spraying my blood all over my noodle. I look around for something beautiful to take in, something to enjoy in my final seconds of consciousness. Then, I just don't die, and I newly appreciate whatever odd thing I found to share in my non-death. That feeling of having tiny cuts all in your mouth after eating certain cereals, looking at you Captain Crunch, or Sour Patch Kids. The feeling of your heart stopping when you feel your pocket and don't feel your phone in there. It's even worse with your wallet, and you've been waiting line for ice cream. Ice on sensitive teeth. Scrolling through Reddit on mobile and finding a meme, but you accidentally press refresh. When the dentist is taking your x-ray and make you bite that bit of plastic. The thing digs into the walls of your mouth but they tell you to keep still. Yeah man, I gag every time. IDK how people do it. The burning pain when your fingers start to warm up after being really cold. Also, hitting or knocking your fingers on anything while they are cold. Constipation. The pain that comes with the realization that you loved someone far more than they loved you. Shit hurts. Yo. Painful, but not equally so. The pain of realizing you don't love someone as much as they love you, and you then have to make the call for the both of you. In other words, heartbreak. Anyway, it happens. Kind of feeling the first one right now makes you feel so hollow inside. When you're sick and can't taste anything that you eat in its entirety, you get a slight hint but never the full satisfaction. Random shivers. You'll just be sitting or standing there and all of a sudden a bunch of muscles or ligaments just all hit at once and you spaz for a second. That, or your foot or hand falling asleep and feeling really weird as the blood returns. That crushing emotional depression when you go to eat the last M&M from the bag, only to realize you already ate the last one and didn't savor it. When someone you really care for says something so hurtful to your face that it feels like a dagger to your heart. While this is bad, the worst part is when you explain why it was hurtful and they still don't understand care that even if they didn't understand why they were being hurtful in the first place, it still hurts. When you're getting a stress headache and you feel it building behind your eyebrows. For uterus owners, period cramps. Unlike any other pain, but you understand exactly how it feels when someone else says something about it. Paper cuts, stepping on Lego, salt in a wound. The last time I got a paper cut I was licking an envelope closed. Drinking something way too hot to drink. When you walk into a group of friends and say hi and no one acknowledges. When your poop and water splashes your butt, aka Poseidon's kiss. When you hop off a high top chair or countertop and land flat on your feet and you get that stinging feeling. Having a pimple inside of your nose. Heartbreak. When liquid goes down the wrong pipe and you cough it up through your nose. When the shower is on way too hot and you do that herky-jerky dance to dodge it. Sat on the toilet or in a weird pose for too long. Now your legs are asleep and forget standing up. Even readjusting them in your current position is tremendous agony. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.